Deutch. I'd like to thank you for the invitation to address the Clio Institute and the Empowering Climate Communicators Symposium. I'm sorry that I can't be with you in person today, especially because the work you're doing is so important. Climate change is an existential threat right now. It's impacting communities all across our country today. And if we don't act now, a much darker future won't just be threatened, it will be certain. I represent communities in South Florida. In Miami, the sea level rose 10 inches from 1900 to today. It was constant for 2,000 years before then. Today, the rate of sea level rise in Miami is outpacing the global rate tenfold. The high water mark jumps 1 inch per year. The highest tides of the year, known as king tides, bring flooding beyond the coast into inland neighborhoods on sunny days. The local newspaper down here, the Sun Sentinel, describes the king tides as the time of year when fish swim in the streets. In Fort Lauderdale, the Venice of America, high water levels are causing the lower bridge heights that are blocking boat paths to open water. Our canals are an important part of our community. And when you block them, that threatens the city's 165 miles of those canals. Florida is known for its beautiful weather, but as I said, even sunny days can come with flooded sidewalks and streets. The impacts of climate change are also being felt around the country with larger and deadlier wildfires, longer droughts, bigger and more destructive storms, historic flooding, and tropical illnesses that continue to spread northward. Climate change isn't a threat to Democrats or to Republicans, it's a threat to all of us. Red or blue districts, it doesn't matter. Climate change is felt from coast to coast. That's why bipartisanship is needed to meet the challenges of climate change. And that's why we formed the Climate Solutions Caucus. The Climate Solutions Caucus is the first ever caucus that is singularly focused on bringing together Republicans and Democrats on issues of resiliency and energy efficiency, clean energy, technology, and innovation that will help prepare us to overcome this great challenge of our lifetime. As my co-chair, Francis Rooney, and I continue the work of the Bipartisan Climate Solutions Caucus, we've also introduced a bipartisan piece of legislation that is a market-based climate solution. The bill, the Energy Innovation and Carbon Dividend Act, would impose a carbon fee that would encourage innovation in clean technologies. The bill would reduce carbon pollution by 45% by 2030 and by 90% by 2050 compared with 2016 levels. The bill would also create over 2 million new jobs over the next 10 years, and it would prevent 13,000 pollution-related deaths per year, every year. The bill would impose a strong price on carbon, $15 per ton. That fee would increase by $10 each year until the emissions reductions goals are achieved. The bill is revenue neutral. 100% of the revenue from our carbon fee would be rebated back to the American people. The monthly rebates received by the American people would help to offset any energy cost increases and would actually address the challenge that we've seen in these bills thus far, which is answering the question, where does the money go? The money will go right back to American households. This bill is one way to confront climate change and reduce carbon emissions, but more needs to be done. Our country needs to continue its investments in research and development of clean energy technology. We need to continue to invest in grid modernization to accommodate new sources of renewable energy. We need to encourage consumers to invest in more energy efficient products for the home and the workplace. And we need to assist in moving the country away from its dependence on fossil fuels. We also need to invest in resilient infrastructure projects that can withstand rising sea levels, that can protect our fresh water, and we can prevent saltwater intrusion that threatens our freshwater supplies and also protects our homes, our property, and our lives. To achieve our climate goals, we've got to change the way we talk about climate change, and we've got to bring in voices from both parties, from industry, from cities, local governments, from farmers and from workers, and every American must demand that Congress, the House, and the Senate work across party lines to devise solutions to confront the challenges of climate change. I wish I could be with you today because your voices are so important in this debate, and I'm counting on you to help us move the ball forward in a way that recognizes what's at stake, not just for all of you, but for our communities, for our economy, and for the future of our country and the world. Thanks very much for letting me spend a little time with you this way, and I look forward to seeing you soon.